Hello, welcome to episode 54 of the Wayward Skein, and I'm feeling very wayward right now. It's, I kind of feel like I've been all over the place and accomplished nothing. It is Monday, September 30th, and it is the first day of Rosh Hashanah, so Shana Tova to those who celebrate. I actually spent the morning at temple today. It was my first time attending high holiday services. So it was, well, I went to Kol Nidre last year, but it's my first time going to Rosh Hashanah services. So it was pretty cool. I very much enjoyed it. We had an awesome potluck afterwards. So I've had a pretty good day. Then I went to my parents' place, helped them with some stuff around the house, helped my mom with some computer stuff, and now I'm home. I just put dinner in the oven, so I will be eating after I do this. I don't have a lot of knitting to talk about, but I did want to pop on and say hey because I know it's been a few weeks and good Lord, this is... I was hoping to have the sock finished. I did not succeed. I'm really close. I'm halfway through the toe decreases. And I actually stopped partway through a row this morning because I got to temple early and I started knitting on the sock. And I was halfway through a row when she decided to call people to service. She does that by singing. And I was mid-row and I was just like, nope, putting it down now. I don't knit during services. I will sit in the sanctuary and knit, but I won't do it during services. So I did not finish my toe decreases. I will be doing it right after I finish recording. So essentially Rob has a pair of socks. Like, as you see, the foot's pretty much done. Here's the other sock. So it'll show you how much I still have left to do. Woo, what the? My computer just gave me a really weird error message. So let's close that. So you can see, stop it. Why is it trying to run it in that? It's trying to run it at way too high a frame rate. That's bizarre. I don't know. Anyway, so you can see I've got like an inch of sock left to do. I have, I think, 8 decrease rows left. So apparently I am using way too much memory right now. Lord knows why. I'm not running anything other than this. But yes, so I've got this much of the toe left to do, and he will have a pair of socks. He will definitely have them at Rhinebeck. He may actually wear them at Rhinebeck. We'll see. And yeah, so these are my standard 3x2 ribbed socks. That's the same thing I always do. Sorry, I will put this down. So these are based on Sock Recipe, A Good Plain Sock, which is a Yarn Harlot pattern. It's out of her knitting rules book. I took her Grok the Sock class. I've actually never read the book. I don't even own the book, but it's the method she teaches in her Grok the Sock class, so I've never needed a sock pattern to just knit a plain sock. Rob prefers the 3x2 rib. He likes the stretch. I did a pair of 2x2 once, and he didn't like it as much, so I've got to stick with the 3x2. And he's got, I think this is pair number 7 for him. So anyway, I don't know why probably because it's brightening and darkening outside. It is October tomorrow. I'm super excited. This is my time of year. I'm very happy. And yeah, it's September. I got the pumpkins. I have 3 of them. So far, I'm going to cook them either tonight or tomorrow, and then I'm going to either freeze them or make something with them. And because I like to have several packages of frozen pumpkin puree in the freezer, because then I can use them to make soup, I can use them to make curry, I can use them to bake muffins, I can do whatever with them. And it's a lot cheaper to do it this way than it is to buy canned pumpkin here, because canned pumpkin is expensive. The big cans are something like $4 or $5. So $1.50 pumpkin gives me 2 cans of puree. So this is definitely a much cheaper option, and it tastes a lot better than the canned stuff too. It doesn't get as thick as the stuff in the cans because I don't boil it down, but I don't care. It's perfectly fine for baking. When you're making pies with fresh pumpkin puree, you have to usually bake a little bit longer because it is so much more. There's so much more liquid in it. But it's not it's a negligible difference, maybe 5-8 minutes longer. and it's delicious. I love cooking with real pumpkin, and this is the time of year where I stock up. So I've got these 3 to deal with because my son tells me I'm not allowed to buy any more until I cook these. He was actually a little put out with me that I bought pumpkins. So we had an incident last year where a bunch of stuff got tossed onto a chair where the pumpkins were sitting, and the pumpkins were forgotten until they were disgusting. So, and he was the one who had to clean that up. So he's like, no more pumpkins till you cook those. So I have to cook these, and then I got to go out in search of more because it's the time of year, and it's a very short time of year, and they're only cheap for a little while. So I can get pumpkin all year round, fresh pumpkin at the produce place, but it's not the same. It's the big pumpkin, and they just chop it into pieces, and quite frankly, this tastes a lot better. So I prefer the pie pumpkins. They are my favorite, and in the Instant Pot, if I cut this in half and scoop the seeds out, because I like to roast the seeds, and you can't do that once they've been cooked, I cut this in half, scoop out the seeds. I can fit 3 or 4 halves in my Instant Pot, 6 minutes, and they're done. And that's quick release. It's not, you don't have to let the pin drop on its own. You can quick release them. It takes 6 minutes. Then you puree it. The skin falls right off. It's the easiest damn thing I've ever done. And let me tell you, the Instant Pot makes it a lot quicker. And while I'm doing that, I roast the seeds, and then I've got a big jar of seeds for the year. I think I still have a little bit left from last year's, but I will be eating those, that's for sure. So that's what I've been up to. And that was a complete non sequitur in the middle of talking about my socks. I'm super tired right now. It's been a long week. So anyway, I was talking about the socks. These are done in Fiber Stash Strong Toes. Christy, I bought this from her at Vermont Sheep and Wool, which was in May, I want to say. Pretty sure it was in May. So I bought this from Christy there, and it was the only yarn I bought, and I immediately, I actually sat down at the festival, wound the ball of yarn, and cast them on sitting there. So they are Strong Toes in the ink colorway, and they're done on a 2.5 millimeter needle, which is the US 1.5. It's my standard go-to sock. I'm really looking forward to getting these off the needles, because then I can start working on other stuff again. This is all I've touched in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm still not done, which goes to show I have not had a lot of knitting time. Today was the first day I had off in over 3 weeks. I've gotten to the point where I'm working 7 days a week now, and it's exhausting. I don't have a day where I get to sleep in anymore, so it's I'm really tired all the time. So anyway, 1 second here. So my tea today is, and I should have brought the little pouchy thing with me, but I did not. My tea is Twinings, however you're supposed to pronounce that, chai apple spice, and it is so good. So good. I love it. It's very fall. I'm all about the fall flavors. I almost bought some, because at the grocery store where I work, the pumpkin spice and the apple pie spice were discounted, and I almost bought some. But I was like, okay, I can make my own. It's cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, ginger, and anyway, I can make my own. Easy enough. And I buy my spices at the dollar store, so there we are. So this is the only knitting I've gotten done, but I have taken something out. Sorry, I'm going to try and get at it. It's unfortunately living in a bag that one of my cats used as a pillow, so the bag is very fluffy, and I need to take a roll of duct tape to it. Because I don't think I don't think that a lint brush will cut it at this point. So this is a very, very beginner piece. I think I'm on color 3. I think I just started color 3. Yes, I did, because this was color 2. Hang on. Oh, yes, I'm just fading in color 3. Sorry, this is color 2, which I have a ton of left, which I am so happy about because I want a pair of socks out of this. This is Vincent van Gogh Opal, that a viewer sent me a couple of years ago. And I have been hoarding it and treasuring it, and I loves it. So I'm just fading in the next color, which is this stuff, which is Bernat Socks, which is discontinued. Can't get, well, they're both discontinued. You can't get either one of these anymore. This is color number 3. This is color number 2. Color number 1 was a 2-colored red and blue. I think it was Oasis yarn. It was like a $5 skinny yarn at Stitches Midwest a few years ago. So it was half and half red and blue, and this is how it knit up. This is the opal, the Van Gogh, and this is the beginnings of the Bernat Socks. I'm kind of bummed. They did bring back Bernat Socks. It's not the same. You can't get a huge freaking skein of it anymore, and it's like doubled in price. So I'm a little bummed, but hey, this is going back into rotation either this week or next, and I want to get back to my chuppah because I only have a year left to finish it. Only a year. It'll probably only take me a couple of months, but I really want to start working on it again because I have not touched it in forever. And I still have the sweater sleeves to finish, although I'm not 100% sure. I may try it on before finishing the sleeves because I'm not sure it's going to suit me at all, which is unfortunate. It was a test knit for Mina Phillip, who is the expat knitter. The expat knitter? Is that what she's called? The Expat Knitter Podcast. Yes, that's what she's called. Good Lord. I need to get more sleep. So that's what I've been sort of leaning towards. I really want to get back to my School at Play scarf, but I have never found it again. I'm not sure if it got tossed or if it got misplaced or what. I'm working on cleaning all the excess stuff out of my room and getting rid of it so that I can, organize myself and figure out where things are. And I'm hoping that I'll find it, but if I don't, I want to start it in another color, like in another yarn, because I really like that scarf. I was having a lot of fun knitting it, and it was really cute. So I may look for something else to knit that in. And if I end up with 2 of them because I find the other one later on, that's okay. So that's all the knitting news that I have. I've been going through my project bags, and I've sort of been trying to clean them all and have them nice and organized and stacked all in one spot instead of all over the house, because I don't know what's in anything anymore, and I really want to I want to start getting rid of all this extra clutter, especially if I have to move in less than a year. I really want to get rid of all the excess stuff. So I'm working on that, and honestly, I said I was going to come home and have a nap, so instead I'm talking to you guys. I'm so tired. I was sitting through services this morning fighting to keep my eyes open because I just never really woke up today, which is a bummer. I really enjoyed services, and I really enjoyed the potluck afterwards. It was a lot of fun, and I sat with a bunch of people I didn't know, so I got to meet, I got to get to know some new people, and so that was pretty cool. And so I have still been fighting my way through MacGyver. I think I just started season 3 this morning because I watched an episode before I left. I had to get up early to wake my son up to go to school, so whatever. I killed the time watching MacGyver. So I'm on season 3. The bad acting has not improved. The last episode was about Russians, and the accents were horrific. So horrific. The woman was actually saying things like "dalink" and things like that, and it was so bad. But I'm still enjoying it. I mean, he's just an all-around good guy, and you can't not like him. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. And I'm becoming amused by how many times we come across a past love of his life that was the greatest love ever, and oh my God, she's back. And we've been through, 5 of these now? Which one is the love of his life? Because they tout them all like that, and it's really funny. So I thought that was I have still been reading, not a lot this week. I think I only read like 10 pages of sorry, just enjoy a shot of my shoulder while I go get it. So I'm still reading The Hornet's Nest by Jimmy Carter. It is that Jimmy Carter. It is Mr. President. And it's a very good book. I'm very much enjoying it so far. The copy is a little worse for wear. It came from a secondhand bookstore. But also I think something leaked on it at some point. Not like seriously, but it's a great book. I'm very much enjoying it. I'm about almost halfway through. Sorry. Yeah, so almost halfway. I don't get a lot of reading time because I try to knit on the bus. Although lately I've been sort of like half sleeping on the bus. But there we are. So I had been using my little Hanukkah needle keeper. Sorry, I keep going out of focus here. I had been using my little Hanukkah needle keeper from Mandy Pinecone Crafts, but I had left it in my work bag and I couldn't find it this morning when I went to leave for temple. So instead I used my Goth Alice in Wonderland one. That's what I like to call this fabric. It just makes me think of Alice in Wonderland. And so I've been using that one. And I have some exciting podcast world news. I don't know why I just keep trailing off like that. I need a nap. What it's going to become at this point, since it's 6:45 is early bedtime. I have some exciting World of Podcast news. There are new episodes from Nicole the Gentle Knitter and Sam, who is Hand Me My Knitting. I'm so happy to see both of them back. Yay! Ninja Chickens has a new episode out, I think, last week. Must Love Yarn has a new one out. Of course, the Knitting Expat and the Knit Girls are always prolific and very, very active in the podcasting world, and the Bakery Bears as well. But I'm so excited to see Nicole and Sam recording. I think I told you guys last week that Selma had a new episode up, but Selma, the Little Big Knits podcast, also has a new episode up from last week. No, I wouldn't have told you that because I didn't record last weekend. So there you go. Selma also has a new episode out. So I've been really enjoying, I haven't had time to watch the new episodes from Nicole and Sam yet, but I plan on doing that with my lunch hours this week because I'm done with that. I'm not completely done. I still have the final exam to do, but I submitted my final assignment on Friday night at 8 p.m. at work. I don't have a scanner at home, so I can't scan in my homework to upload it to the college's website, so I have to do it at work. And I started my assignment around 3 on Friday afternoon, and it took me until 8 p.m. to finish it. It was compound interest, and I had some trouble with that one. Let's just say this is the last math class I am ever going to take. I hate math so much. I don't really. I have absolutely no aptitude for algebra, and that's what trips me up. I cannot manipulate equations to isolate a variable. I have so much trouble with that. It's a foreign language to me. So my brain just doesn't work that way. Like I can translate it in my head, but I can't figure out how to do it so that I can actually isolate the correct variable and calculate it. I don't know. And a lot of what I've been doing relies on that. Like the interest, the simple interest was, as it's called, simple. The compound interest was a little more complicated, required some algebra, and had a lot of difficulty with it. So I did manage to pass it, though. So I just have the final exam to get through, but that's worth 40% of my mark. That's obnoxious. On the plus side, my English class, oh shoot, today's the 30th. That's due tonight. Ha, fun. Wait, I think I did those. I think I did those on Thursday. I'm going to log on and check. But I think I did all my English stuff last week, and it was all due tonight. And there's no final exam in that class. So I'm pretty happy about that one. I'm pretty sure it's finished. The next class I take is Bookkeeping 1. which is bookkeeping, not accounting. I can do bookkeeping with my eyes closed. I pretty much did for 3 years. It was my job. I was the bookkeeper for a labor union, and it was a steep learning curve because I had absolutely no background in that. But I did learn, and I got fairly good at it. I became competent at it. I won't say I was the best bookkeeper they ever had, but I was competent at it. And so anyway, that's my next class, and it doesn't start till November because I'm giving myself the month of October off. I've got a class going at the temple. They teach a class called Exploring Judaism, which is for anybody who is of Jewish descent and wants to learn more about their roots, or people considering conversion. Since I'm in the process of conversion, I'm taking the class. It's fascinating. I love it. It's great. And we have a really big group this year, which makes it a lot more fun because there's a lot more. A big part of the class is interpretation and discussion, and the bigger group allows for more different viewpoints, and it's really super fascinating. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. And that's about all that's going on in my life. And holy crap, I just talked for 21 minutes. I thought I was going to have max 15 minutes episode this week, but there we are. I will post a link to the recipe for the salad I made for the potluck today. I could reach it, but like it's way over there. It was an Israeli couscous salad with cucumber and lemon, and it was delicious. It was very popular. I've only come home with a little bit, enough to keep me fed in lunches until payday. So I very much enjoyed it. I make it for Passover every year. It's one of my favorite things and easiest things to make. If you're gluten-free, don't touch it. If you're keto or paleo, don't touch it. Because couscous is made from wheat. It's pasta. Well, sort of, kind of pasta. So it's not gluten-free. It's not keto-friendly. It is packed full of carbs, but it is delicious, and it's cheap, and it's easy. So I will post a link to the recipe in the show notes, and I will try to remember to put the show notes on the blog. Sorry, Enid. Not that I have much in the way of show notes, but I'll post a link to that anyway under the episode. So I'm going to stop talking now before I completely stop making sense. And I'm going to go get my dinner out of the oven and feed my kids. And yeah, so I hope everybody has a great week. And I'm so looking forward to Rhinebeck. Rhinebeck's in 3 weeks. I'm so psyched. My friends and I have been chatting about Rhinebeck every single day because we're all so psyched to go. I was like, can we leave now? Like, can we just go? Because we're all so excited to hang out with each other that, we'd be okay if we didn't even go to the festival. We just want to hang out with each other. Not true. I would still want to go to the festival, but I'm super excited about it. I'm actually meeting my friend Brandy, who is Brandy Miller. She's the designer, Brandy Miller, but she's also Eat My Yarns on Ravelry, or did she change her name to Witchy Knits? I don't remember. I think she might be Witchy Knits on Instagram. But she's Eat My Yarns on Ravelry. She's the one who designs all the gorgeous hats that I've test knit, and one of the pairs of socks that I test knit. And so we're going to be meeting her for the very first time in person, and we're so excited. So I will shut up now, and I hope that everybody has a great week, and please, as always, be kind to one another.